King Charles versus King James. One faith. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus, because the letter J in the English alphabet did not exist 2,000 years ago. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone, who rule well. Seeking honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Getting right into it. This is from the Christian Post. Article says, betrayal of his Christian faith. Former royal chaplain rebukes King Charles' stance on Yahawashai gospel message. The word gospel means good news, and the Lord deal with a balance. So good news to one sect of people would be bad news to another sect of people. It's no different than being in the finals, the Super Bowl, or the World Series, or the FIFA Cup. Only one team will come out victorious, the other will come out as a loser. So going into this article, and I'm gonna get right to it, I don't want to make this long. A former royal chaplain has accused King Charles III of betraying his faith, office, and subjects by pledging to protect the space for faith within the multi-faith nation. Multi-faith nation? First and foremost, there's only one faith. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. I'm going to read the KJV version. There is one body and one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith. I'm going to say it again. One faith. Because if you go up here, it says that former royal chaplain has accused King Charles III of betraying his faith. And I'm gonna go into a little history to prove that we, the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes, Caribbean people, and like the Haitians, we ruled during that time. Not the Spanish-speaking people in the Caribbean. Notice that? Because we were separated, but one faith. This is Ephesians 4 and 5 again. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Mashiach. So now that it was one base faith, now it's all these other multi-faiths. The chaplain that was chaplain to Queen Elizabeth II saying that you're going away from the basis. But it was never given it to you heathens. Understand what a heathen is. A heathen is anyone that's not what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. Descendant from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Exactly from that lineage. Because the blessing did not go to Ishmael. The blessing did not go to Esau. The blessing went through Isaac, and the blessing went through Jacob. The King Charles, people today who call themselves Caucasians, you derive from a man known as Esau, the Edomites. So, there's a reason why you have a multi-faith nation. Man, y'all never believed in the Bible to begin with anyway. Understood? And also, this is the man that brought, I gotta find an article, that brought the United Kingdom. Okay? This man right here, a Jake, an Israelite, a Moor. The word Moor go back to the Spanish word moreno, which means brown. Negro means black. So whenever you hear about Moors in Europe, it's talking about dark-skinned people that ruled for almost 1,000 years. That's why in school, the so-called white folks, Caucasians, Edomites, call it the Dark Ages. I wonder why they call it the Dark Ages. But that was the word age means time. That was a time when dark-skinned people was ruling Europe and you wasn't ruling. God dang, man, Vladimir Putin showed that. We went to the vault and showed the people in the Bible depicted as dark-skinned people from silver steles. Like, stop it. So that's why you have this multi-faith and all that. No, it's only one faith. Always been one God, one power for us, not for you. Y'all could have cleaved onto any other religion, but y'all or lifestyle, but y'all cleaved onto us. Why? Because y'all know you're Edomites. But anyways, going back, I want to read this really quick. King James was a king of Great Britain, France, and Ireland. He was a black man, and the King James Bible is named after him. King James approved 54 scholars to work on the translation. 47 worked in 6 groups at 3 locations for 7 years. Wow. Comparing previous English translations, Geneva Bible, and text in the original languages, Hebrew and Greek. The King James translation had a significant influence on the English language and was widely accepted as the standard English Bible. Because of the project being overseen by King James and the care and precise attention to detail during this 7-year translation, the King James Bible was considered one of the most accurate translations in existence. The King James Version Bible goes back to 1611, 1711, 1811, 1911, 2011. 400 years ago, this was transliterated. And 400 years later, we still reading it. Am I lying? Yes, we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. So let's go back to the whole purpose of this article. You have King Charles III versus King James of the Bible. There's only one faith, and that faith is only for Israel. Now, continuing on, like you said, it speaks about within the multi-faith nation. No, it's not. Going down traditionally British. Remember who's the monarch over Britain. Remember who's the monarch over Britain during that time. It was this man. Come on, Satan. Don't do that. It was this man, King James, a dark-skinned man, a Moor. Yeah. Traditionally, Britain monarchs have borne the title Defender of the Faith. The title predates both the United Kingdom and the Anglican split from Rome, being conferred upon Henry VIII by Pope Leo X in 1521. No, it's a plot thickening. Now I said defender of the faith. To be defense of the gospel, that means the Lord has to be dealing with you as well. Post them up real quick. Philippians 1:15, KJV. You know what? I'm gonna read the NLT for y'all. It's true that some are preaching out of jealousy and rivalry, but others preach about Mashiach with pure motives. They preach because they love me, for they know I have appointed to defend the good news. Those others do not have pure motives. As they preach about Mashiach, they preach with selfish ambition, not sincerely, intending to make my chains more painful to me. So the same people that say God loves everybody, God will forgive you. He will accept you, are the same ones that don't want to be judged for the sins of their fathers, because they are their fathers reincarnated. So the same people that say love, love, love are the same people that's dropping bombs on innocent people. That's having oil being spewed all out into the oceans. That's having birds and bees fall to the ground. Have amphibian, aquatic creatures beaching themselves, which is pretty much suicide. You have tons, metric tons of debris and junk orbiting the earth because of all of the satellites you keep pushing out. I can keep going on. The Lord said in the book of Genesis that any meat bearing seed shall be thy, so any fruit bearing seed shall be thy meat, meaning you can eat. They decided to create GMO, genetically modified organism fruit, meaning you have fruit that don't bear any seeds. So how the hell can I build another? If I eat an orange and it doesn't have any seeds in it, how can I build another orange tree? That's what you are doing, the mad scientists on Earth, right? But continuing on, traditionally British monarchs have borne the title Defender of the Faith, the title that predates both the United Kingdom and the Anglican split from Rome, being conferred upon Henry VIII by Pope Leo X in 1521. Going down. Many years prior to his accession to the throne, King Charles indicated that he wished to be defender of faith in general, rather than purely the Church of England, which he leads. All right, let's get to the point. The apparent official shift in stance took place in the Sovereign Grant Report 2025-2026. In the 2024-2025 report, where head of the Church of England and defender of the gate of the faith were listed among the king's duties, in the latest report it has been changed to His Majesty is Supreme Governor of the Church of England and protects the space for faith within the multi-faith nation. Once again, there's only one faith, one Lord, one gospel, and I open up with that in Ephesians 4. Henceforth, you are fraudulent. That's all I wanted to bring out. This has nothing to do with them personally, but personally, this is only for Israel, not for you heathens. All right, and I'm gonna close out after this, but also I love history. This is the Queen of Scots, Mary Stuart. This is King James' mother. Okay, that was his father, right here. Okay. Also, for those who don't know, Mary Scott Stuart, King James, her son, right here, was the sixth king of Scotland, the first king of England. And the word Stuart go back to the word Svart, S-V-A-R-T, which means swarthy, which means black. The house of Stuart means the house of blacks, the house of the Moors. Like Schwarzenegger, Schwartz, go back to the word swarthy. And you can clearly see the word nigger in the word nigger, but the word nigger goes back to the word black, like the word Niger in Africa, or the word Nigeria in Africa. Esau just put a negative connotation on it, on us during slavery here in America. But the word nigger or niger or swarthy or steward all go back to the word black, meaning dark-skinned people. Okay? A lot of good information up in here. I'm gonna close out with Psalms, and I'm let y'all go. This is Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, remember, Esau's the border of wickedness. Read Malachi, the first chapter. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? I'm going to read the NLT. But God says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant? Ooh, that's a cut. For you refuse my discipline and treat my words like trash. Even to this day, even in America, y'all the same people though. But who was it? Ronald Reagan that said we shall go by the law of the land. That means you're not going by the law of the Bible anymore. Even though every president gets inaugurated on the Bible, you created the law of the land. Then you created your Bill of Rights. Then you created your amendments. Then you created your Constitution. So you cast a law behind you. Nonetheless, though, there's going to be one that's better, that's more fit to rule this earth than you. But you ruling right now is punishment for us. So guess what? I'm simply bearing the indignation of the Lord until then. So with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Sha'Allah, Bofla Babor, Shalom.